Hello, my pretties, and welcome back to the spooky sessions. Today's topic is none other than one of my personal favorites, lust. I mean, how can we not love lust? So we're here today to talk a little bit dirty. Is that okay? How do I look? Like, okay? Enough to lust after, probably? Possibly? I have a hot date tonight, so that's why I'm asking. Oh, you thought that I dressed up like this for this video? For the topic of lust? As if I was that on cue, on theme, on point, on fleek. If you're new here, we are doing what I'm calling an evil month, and we're going over the 7 deadly sins and what we can learn from these 7 deadly sins, as evil is out there, and we are currently in the month of evil, as it's Halloween month. And I've been thinking, since evil is out there, what can we take from evil and turn it into our good? Because it's out there, and it's only going to hurt us if it doesn't help us. So how can we make it help us instead of hurt us? And so each week, I've been going over 2 of the deadly sins and what can we take out of it. So today's topic is lust. What can we learn from lust? What is lust? Lust is a very, very strong desire for something that we don't possess and most likely cannot possess. So I'm here to tell you what we need to be lusting after and also how we can actually get it. Because there's a way. And I believe that it doesn't have to be evil. I believe lust can be good. What do you think of when you think of lust? I, first and foremost, think of The Art of Seduction. Have you ever listened to or read that book? It is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, it is literally, I think, one of the greatest books ever written because there's so much information in there and it's just so beneficial, but just use it wisely. It's really interesting how it compares all of the different personality types into these different categories and how to seduce each of these different personality types, right? And I personally like to think of myself as the siren, as I am a professional mermaid. I like to think of myself as a real life mermaid and siren. I don't know if I'm exactly the siren. I think I'm a little bit of a bunch of different ones. But what's interesting to me is sirens are very much known to lure men to their death, right? I think you could say that that is very much seduction, and I think you could also very much say that the men, the pirates, sailors, are very much in lust. Lust and seduction do very much go hand in hand. You're not really going to lust after something that's not actually seducing you. And you're probably not going to be seducing someone you don't want to lust after you. They go very hand in hand. So I've been thinking a lot about the siren and how I want that to be me. And I feel like on a lot of levels it is. I don't know if it's completely me, but I do find it very interesting. Mermaids, sirens, are very much known to lure in men. My name translates to she who entangles men. I don't find this ironic. I think this is actually my life's purpose, is to basically entangle men and lure them to their death. I don't find this a coincidence whatsoever. She who entangles men is literally what my name translates to. And mark my words, that's going to be a title of one of my books one day. Mark my words. I'm working on it now. But it's funny to me how I do believe that this is exactly who I am. I do believe that I am basically put on this earth to entangle men. To be Marilyn Monroe 2.0. I very much believe this. Do I think I'm an ultimate seductress? Not even in the slightest. Do I think that I am a real siren? Debatable. I believe that the name that we have all been given is given to us for a reason. Whatever that reason is, your parents chose it, whatever. I believe that it was chosen by a higher power. And I believe that what you call something gives it that power. If you call a kid stupid, she's going to grow up to believe she's stupid. He, she, whatever. You call a plant healthy, it's probably going to flourish. It's really wild how that works, but if you talk to things and you speak words of affirmation instead of degradation, you would be really, really surprised at how much it will blossom. Whatever it is, things around us blossom when we speak highly. Your life changes when you change your perspective. Have you noticed that? So when you call someone she who entangles men, what do you think is going to happen? She's going to entangle women? She's going to entangle cats? What do you think is going to happen? Now, I'm not saying I have a bunch of men just entangled around me all the time, but I'm going to say, I think I know what I'm capable of. I think I've seen it happen. And I think that's why it doesn't interest me at all. At all. I have no desire, really, except for having a photo shoot of me entangled by men for the cover of my book. I have literally no other desire to attract all these men or seduce them and make them lust after. I've had stalkers. Having men lust after me is not fun. And it's not cute. It's not sexy. It's not pretty. There is nothing fun or good about that. It is evil. And sure, it has its fun moments, but overall, there is nothing fun and enjoyable about being associated with lust. There is nothing fun about it. Unless you weaponize it, which I'm working on. I'm working on it. That's why I'm writing a book on it. Because I want to write a book on how exactly this works in my world. I really want to trademark the absolute heck out of She Who Entangles Men being my thing. Because nobody else out there, unless their name is also Kassandra, can trademark it the way that I can. Because this is literally me. This is what my name means. This is who I am. Who we are. All of us Kassandras. Don't come after us. Not to drop spoilers on my book, but I say this in the book and I think it's honestly really good. I think I came up with it. I think I can trademark this too. Is I believe there is no other place to find desire than from the emotion itself. Now, scientists will argue that desire is not actually an emotion, but yeah, screw that. Where else are you going to find desire than from desire? Than from the feeling, the emotion? Where else are you going to find it? Where else are you going to find passion than from passion. What is it that you desire? What is it? I don't think it's a man. I don't think it's a woman. I think it's something deeper than that. We place this idea on people because it's so much easier to have a crush and just kind of forget about your homework because guess what? I have a crush. I was that kid in school who never had a crush. Never. And my friends were always like, you're lying. Everybody has literally my friends used to tell me this. They would tell me, you're lying. Everyone has a crush. I said, no, I don't. I literally don't like anyone. That didn't mean that I didn't have desire. It meant that my desire and my passion was elsewhere. They're all married now. Not all of them, but a lot of them are married now. And are they happy? I don't know. I, on the other hand, am chasing everything I desire. Everything I desire. I mean, I guess they chased what they desired too, but I feel like, then what? Okay, so they got what they wanted, their ultimate desire, they got it. Then what? Because like I said, most of the time we lust after things that we can't have. And then once we get it, then what? What do we do? What happens when the dog catches its own tail? What does it do with it? It doesn't know what to do with it. It's like chasing those bioluminescent waves in the ocean. What would I do if I actually caught it? Let it slip right through my fingers probably, because what else am I going to do with it? I want to catch it so bad. But why? We as humans want what we can't have. Rare is value. Excess is ordinary. This started way back in the Garden of Eden. So it's in our nature now. This, to me, is the ultimate sin. To be forever out of reach. To become whom all men want, because none will ever get. This is she who entangles men. I say all this as this is most of what my book is actually about. It's very, very interesting. And I'm really, really proud of it. I really believe this, and I find this to be very, very true. Which is why it's so funny that I'm actually in a very serious relationship now. And it honestly trips me out, and I am having kind of a writer's block because I don't know what to write about at this point, because I was doing so good with this whole belief. And now I'm like, but where's the part where he doesn't get me? But he gets me because he gets me. It's honestly been a lot to process. I have spent so many years believing that I belonged to the world. As Marilyn Monroe says, the queen of lust, she says, I knew I belonged to the public and to the world, not because I was beautiful or even talented, but because I knew I had never belonged to anyone or anything else. And I've always told myself this as an entertainer. I've always said that I knew I was born to be an entertainer because I had never belonged to anyone or anything else. And I've spent years in therapy trying to deprogram my brain that that's not true. And I really, really don't know, honestly, if I will ever believe that. I mean, even still, like, I still believe I belong to the world. Like, look at me, I'm starting a YouTube channel. Not that I can't belong to somebody but also have a YouTube channel, but for me, it's larger than that. It is. Because as I'm saying this out loud, I'm realizing in real time, it's because I think I have that desire that I need people to lust after me. Because I am she who entangles men. What if it's not just men, like males? What if it's men as in people? I'm realizing this in real time as I say all of this out loud. This is so wild. Genuinely, this is the reason why I have this channel, is because it's so therapeutic. I get more out talking in these videos than I do in therapy, honestly. Like, I literally learn so much when I just talk. The thing is, too, I believe that lust, and it's not a belief, it's a fact. Lust is a fantasy. It's a fantasy. Therefore, I have always believed, still am on the fence about it, believe that love is also a fantasy. I believe that, yeah, you can love pizza, you can love music, you can love dogs, but the desire, the emotion itself, the passion itself, in my opinion, is a fantasy. It is. Because what is lust? Lust is a fantasy. What is love? Love is lust. You can argue that. You can say that lust is actually desiring after someone else, or something that you can't have because it's someone else's. Yes. But do you not lust after something before it becomes yours, and then it becomes yours? And then because it becomes yours, you no longer want it. And then you're on to lusting after something else, because that's how it works. We don't want what we can actually get. We want what we can't have. I want to meet Taylor Swift more than anything. Yet, if I actually met her, what's going to happen? Is everything I've ever struggled with going to suddenly just fade away? In that moment, maybe, in those 30 seconds that I'm hugging her, but then what? Then what happens? Then does the world recognize me as, oh, she who met Taylor Swift? Forget she who entangles men. She is she who met Taylor Swift. Kind of my dream. But you know what? Where is that going to get me? Even if that happens, where does that get me? I want you to be really real with yourself and ask yourself, what is it that you desire? What do you really deep down desire? Is it a career? Is it a soulmate? Is it your grandma who passed away to come back? What is it that you desire? What does that look like? What does it feel like? Imagine it out. If it actually happened, what does that feel like? Is that something you actually want? The skeleton in my closet, I feel like, is the fact that I'm genuinely so much more in love with my dream than I will, I think, ever be in love with literally anyone or anything else. And I ask myself all the time, what am I going to do if it happens? If I catch that bioluminescent wave, what's going to happen? Is it going to be everything I want, or then what? And I tell myself, it's not really about getting there. Honestly, it's not. Yeah, sure, it'll be great. But that's not really, the destination isn't what makes it worth it. It's the journey that makes it worth it. I tell myself all the time with my mermaiding journey, my mermaiding dream, I tell myself all the time, there has never been a journey that I have genuinely enjoyed more than the destination. The journey of mermaiding has been what has been so fulfilling to me. Obviously, I love doing it and I love where I've ended up and I've loved, rising, I feel like, in my success with it, but it's the journey of it and it's the rejection that I've loved. I've loved it. As much as I don't like it and it hurts, I've loved hurting. I love the pain. I love the striving for it, the grit. I love that. And if I didn't have that, I don't want the destination. Honestly, I don't. That's why I always say I don't care how long it takes me to get to the end of my destination with this dream. I'm like, I just want to enjoy the journey every day and I want to strive for it myself. And I don't care if I have help. I'm like, I want to do it myself because I want to feel it because that is what matters to me. That is what means something to me. It's that lusting after it. It's the lust. That's what it is it's lust. It's the fantasy. So I want to ask you, what is it in your life that you desire? There's something in there that you just desire more than anything. What is it? Is it meeting a celebrity? Is it buying a German Shepherd? Is it buying yourself a motorcycle? Is it buying yourself an electric guitar? Is it pursuing your dream of being a ballerina? Is it losing weight? What is it in you that just sparks that fire in you? That just sets ablaze and you just don't do anything about it? What is that? There's something in you that just, because you're scared of exactly what I just said. You're scared that the destination won't be worth it in the end. What is it? What is it? What is that thing? And what if I told you that the destination might not be worth it? If you got the destination just like that, it wouldn't be worth it. It's the journey that would make it worth it. It's the going through the pain, the grinding, the grit. It's the journey of it and the transformation that makes it worth it. What if I told you that? Would it be worth doing? What is it that people call you? What does your name mean? Dive deep into that. Figure out who exactly at your core you are. Maybe it doesn't mean anything, but maybe it does. What do you think you really are? Who are you really? What are you capable of? It's fun to figure it out. Really, the journey and the process of figuring this out is so much fun. So enjoy it. Have fun with it. See what you like. See who you are. It's so much fun. And I think it's so important that we do figure out who exactly we are. Some people call me ugly. Some people call me a witch. Some people call me Cassie. Some people call me Mermaid. Some people call me Coach. If you would like to book a free discovery call with me one-on-one, you can book a free appointment in the link in the description below. You can also follow me on almost any social media platform at Make Waves Coach. You can also find me on almost any social media platform at Mermaid Kassandra. You can check out my Sirens stuff. Also, check out my podcast. It's very alluring, in my opinion. Make Waves, Mermaid Kassandra, any place podcasts are found. I will be back later this week with more of the 7 deadly sins, so don't go too far. I'll talk to all of you guys soon. Now go out there and make waves.